This is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chiles, and this is our video series called Peppers 101. Welcome to our video series called Peppers 101, where we hope to inspire you and encourage you to try different kinds of chilies. Cook with different chilies, eat different chilies, enjoy different chilies, share different chilies with people, chilies you may not even be aware of. And we also want to encourage you to get your children out in the garden with you. Get them out in the garden, not just with chilies, but other vegetables. Grow a garden with them. Do cooking with them. Imagine, just close your eyes for a moment and take your imagination to a place where you've shown your child how to grow from seed, care for the plants, harvest from the plants. Keep your eyes closed. Listen to my sultry voice. Prep the food in the kitchen, cook the food, and then serve the food to your family. Have your child partake in that whole process. Now you can open your eyes. I hope you weren't driving. Just imagine the impact you can have on them and their life. And then hopefully they share that legacy with other people. So with that being said, let's look at this classic chili. This is a classic chili because I've been growing this chili since 2008, 2009. This is the 7-pot Jonah. It's the traditional average red 7-pot. Sometimes you'll get variations. You might get a little tail on them or whatever. But this is your classic 7-pot. They can get huge too, depending on growing conditions. They have a good amount of heat. Definitely a good amount of heat. Very flavorful. And they're one of the original gangsters, folks. Most likely the Scorpion is a natural cross between the Scotch Bonnet and the 7-pot or 7-pot Jonah. There's also the 7-pot SR, which we're not growing this year, and it's a little more rounder in shape and has a little tiny tail in the middle sometimes, and that's where your 7-pot brain strain came from. But this is the 7-pot Jonah. I think you will like this chili. With all these new super hot crosses out there nowadays, some of you folks have never ever grown a 7-pot Jonah or Moruga Scorpion or a 7-pot Douglas. You've never grown it. And that's sad, because all these crosses and other chilies came from them. They came from them. We got the plant falling down back here, so I can't really get a good view of the chilies back here. Let's see if I can get a view of that one. That's a nice one right there. So the 7-pot Jonah has fruity flavor tones, as most red varieties do have. It's got extreme heat. You're going to be close to the, 800,000 to 1,200,000 Scoville range in the heat. But that's going to depend on growing conditions. It's a nice chili. It's a classic. It's a classic super hot. Before all these super hot crosses were around, you had 7-pot SR, 7-pot Jonah, yellow 7-pot, 7-pot Douglas, red, yellow, and chocolate ghost, pepper, Naga-Marich, Moruga Scorpion, and that was it. And Trinidad Scorpion, the Butch T Scorpion. That was it, folks. That was it. That was all that was out there. So all your crosses come from those originals, and this is an original, the 7-pot from Trinidad. Trinidad and Tobago is an island group, if you don't know, that's just in the Caribbean Sea, that's just north of Venezuela, and that's where our two famous super hot types have come from, the 7-pot family and the Scorpion family. But folks, there was like 6 or 8 super hots that were available for anybody to get, going back to like 2008, 2009, 2010. There wasn't anything else. So it's funny when someone says, I've been working on this cross for 15 years. I'm like, you're full of crap, because these varieties weren't even around 15 years ago. Not to the general public or on any websites. What'd you do? Have a friend in Trinidad? Why do people have to lie? Just grow. Just grow and enjoy and share. That's it. This is the 7-pot Jonah. And it's a classic. I hope you grow it. It's a classic super hot. If you haven't, and you're still growing some of those crazy crosses that are not stable at all or consistent at all, then you're missing this. You don't want to miss the originals like the Douglas and the Jonah or the Yellow 7-Pot. This is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chiles. I hope you've learned something today. Take care.